table today. If you died right now, would you lift up your eyes in hell or would you lift up your eyes in heaven? That's the question. And so many people playing Russian roulette with their soul. Man, it's scary just to look at people and say, man, don't you realize you one step away from it? God ain't sending nobody to hell either. Hell is a choice. I said, hell is a choice. You choose. He said, I've set before you life and death. You choose. So you determine where you go, not God. So everybody in here saved going to heaven. Let me see. Everybody here saved. Let me see. If you ain't saved, you saved, you give your life to Christ. Okay, everybody ain't raising their hand. That means you need to come to this altar. Well, let's find out if you saved. Do you have a church home? You have a pastor? You spending time in the Word? You living a lifestyle? You living wholly away from church? How's your conversation? I said, how's your conversation? We want you to go to heaven with us, man. We want you to spend eternity in heaven. We want you to walk the streets of gold. We want you to walk through the pearly gates. Come on, that's it. We want you to live in a mansion. Come on, that's it. Come on, God is pulling on your heart. God is tugging at your heart. He loves you. Wow, that's it. Those of you that's here, close your eyes and lift up your hands. Man, this is the best day of your life. Listen, you don't even start to live until you live for Christ. If you're not living for Christ, you're just existing. But today is your day. So just repeat after me. It's real simple, but you have to mean this from your heart. You have to really believe what you're about to say. And if you really believe this, something supernatural is getting ready to happen on the inside of you. And you know what it's called? Change. God gonna take that stony heart out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh and cause you to walk in His ways. You can't live saved in your own ability. You need the Spirit of God living on the inside of you. So I encourage you to open up your heart. Just repeat after me. Say, Lord, I'm sorry for all of my sins, all of my wrong ways. You said, if I believe that God raised Jesus from the dead, thou shalt be saved. You said, if I confess with my mouth and believe in my heart that God raised Jesus from the dead, thou shalt be saved. Save me. Come into my heart. Change me from the inside out. Lord, I receive you into my life as my Lord and my Savior from this day forward. Lord, I surrender my life to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Now you say it's by faith. It's by faith. So now you got to get in a good church so we can teach you how to become a follower of Jesus Christ. Is this just the first step? This is the first step. It's like a commitment, a marriage. You marry somebody, you don't know them. But after you live with them for a while, you find out they got some ways. Well, God's ways is not our ways.
You have been listening to the Word of Deliverance hosted by Bishop Anthony of Covenant for Life Christian Center. To support this broadcast with a love offering of any amount, write to Covenant for Life Christian Center, P.O. Box 4106, St. Louis, Missouri 63136. Covenant for Life Christian Center is located at 7200 West Florissant in Jennings, Missouri. Sunday morning services are at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Prayer and Bible class are Wednesday night at 7, with youth Bible class beginning at 7:30. Contact Bishop Trice at 314-1261 and be sure to visit anthonytrice.org. Covenant for Life Child Development Center at 7200 West Florissant in St. Louis is open from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. for ages birth through 12 years old. We offer a safe Christian environment and have a licensed director with 25 years child care experience and offer an excellent curriculum that ensures productive learning. Enroll now. Call 314-260-9055. That's 314-260-9055. Covenant for Life Child Development Center at 7200 West Florissant in St. Louis. Education is the foundation.
Everyone has troubles or worries, but God's word says to cast your cares upon Jesus because Jesus is the answer. Join Dr. Jeanette Taylor and family for Jesus is the Answer every Monday at 5:45 a.m. Discover how you can be free from your troubles and worries just by putting your faith and trust in Jesus. It's a great way to start your day. That's Jesus is the Answer every Monday at 5:45 a.m. on KXEN 1010 a.m.
KXEN is Faith Talk for St. Louis because faith comes by hearing and hearing by the Word of God.
The contents of programs carried on KXEN represent material that has been assembled and presented by the producers or host of each program. Unless otherwise stated to the contrary, the programs and their content do not reflect the opinions of KXEN staff, management, ownership, or sponsors.
The following program may contain medical information or advice. KXEN urges you consult with your personal physician before you act on anything you may hear on this program. Again, please consult with your personal physician before making any changes to any existing medications or treatments.
Want to feel well? Who wouldn't? Get ready to find out more in the next hour as we talk about health, exercise, wellness, and nutrition with Dr. Richard Cranwell. This is Right to the Doctor with Dr. Richard Cranwell, a leading chiropractor in the St. Louis area and a tenured full professor and faculty member at Logan College of Chiropractic. Now, let's get right to the doctor.
Well, welcome to the program. This is your host, Dr. Cranwell, and you are listening to Right to the Doctor. If it is Friday and you're listening to us, I am here waiting to hear from you. The program is live. It's not pre-recorded, as it is on the air each and every Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. So again, welcome to the program, and let's hear from you. 314-881-1695, because again, the more that people that I hear from, the more interesting the program comes. So therefore, let's talk, you and me. All right? Let's talk about those health concerns, those health worries. I'm not feeling as well as I used to. I don't have the energy. I feel kind of run down. I'm not sleeping well at night. What is the problem? What is the situation? Folks, let's hear from you. Come on. And to sweeten the situation, you call, we take your phone call. I'll send you a gift, and that gift is at no charge to you. We pay the shipping and the handling and the postage to get it to you. And if you think, well, gee, Dr. Cranwell, that sounds a little too good to be true. Well, folks, it is true. And, and I would say, if nothing else, the length of time that we've been on the air, 23 years, we're in our 23rd year now of weekly live broadcasts. So therefore, that must say something. And I was born and raised right here in St. Louis. The program is broadcast right here in South St. Louis, right here on Hampton. So therefore, we're here. The practice, I'm a full-time practicing chiropractor, have been for 42 years in the same location, and the office is located at Gravois in Lindbergh, on Gravois, so in the heart of South St. Louis County. So longevity, dependability, reliability, here we are, folks. So therefore, if this was too good to be true, I probably wouldn't be here this long, and the good Lord certainly wouldn't be blessing me with the ability to talk to each and every one of you each and every day. So therefore, it's Friday. Let's hear from you. Come on, take some time out, sit down, put those things away. Let's talk. Come on, 314-881-1695. And in just a few short weeks, we're going to have that very, very blessed holiday, Christmas. And I would certainly hope that you want to feel the best. You want to feel the best so that you have the energy and the vigor and the vitality to enjoy the holiday and to make those loved ones around you enjoy the holiday also. Because let's face it, folks, if you don't feel well, people around you don't feel well. What's the old saying? If mom ain't happy, they ain't nobody happy. And Paula, my engineer, agrees 100%. You betcha. So let's wake Paul up. Let's get those phone lines buzzing right here and call Paula here, and she'll put you right through to me. And the gift that we send you is also anything that we do have available at my office, any nutritional supplements. Again, I'm not a full line, but I do have quite a lot of different nutritional supplements. We utilize a line called Anabolic. Anabolic has been in business producing nutritional supplements since 1920. And that says a whole lot too. Again, longevity, dependability, reliability. Yes, folks, I like that. All right. Because, gosh, what allows a company, what allows a doctor to be able to do that? Good results, consistent results, consistently good results. All right. And I would think if, at least in my case, I certainly appreciate that. I value that because, gosh, if I can consistently rely on a supplement or on a doctor, hey, and especially as we mature, we don't like changes. We like consistency. You betcha. And Paula's shaking her head here, and absolutely. So therefore, we like to be able to count on somebody or something to help us through this life because, again, all right, you are what you eat. So therefore, you want to feel good? That's where we all start, right below your own nose, folks. There it is, right between your two lips. That's where all the fuel goes in. If the fuel ain't no good, ain't no good health, okay? I love that word. I could never say it when I was in grade school or high school, but now that I'm on my own, I have my own radio show, I can say ain't whenever I want to say ain't. So, therefore, junk in, junk out. If it ain't no good, put it this way, I've long heard, and a number of my patients are into dog breeding, etc. In fact, one particular patient of mine has been a judge at that dog show that's every year at this time, I think, or was right around Thanksgiving. I think it's up in Massachusetts, the main big dog show. I can't remember the name of it right now, but numerous years she's been a judge up there. And she will agree with me because we've had discussions that really our dogs, our pets, tend to eat better than us. What do you think about that? Yeah, just look at the label. You're not going to find a whole lot of sugar and salt and chemicals and preservatives and additives and colors in the dog food, the cat food. Nope. And way, 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 way back when I was much younger than I am right now, I have a bachelor's degree from St. Louis University in biochemistry, and my first job was as a chemist at a place we called at that time Ralston Purina. All right. And it's now called Purina. It's still there, but part of my job was to analyze dog and cat food. And I can verify, at least back in those days, yeah. And one thing that we'd always found, and you can still find in the dog and cat food now, you look on the label, and if Dr. Pete was here or my co-host Bob Meese was here, they would just chuckle right now because one thing that you will find in a lot of the dog food and cat food is my favorite, and that's Brewer's Yeast. Yeah, Brewer's Yeast. Why? It's very high in all the nutrients, the amino acids, the protein, the minerals, and all the vitamins, especially B complex. It is really a medicine cabinet all rolled up into one. But that's Brewer's Yeast. You're not going to find it in any human food. Nope, but what you will find is additives, preservatives to extend the shelf life. Yeah, folks, that's just the way it is. So therefore, and it does my heart warm as the years go by now. I see more and more articles, magazine articles, even on the TV, Channel 9, etc. More and more doctors now are talking about, let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to the fruits and the veggies, the beans, the greens. My goodness, I've been preaching that, or let's say I've been lecturing about that now, folks, for decades. It's nothing new. Get back to the basics. So, therefore, keeping that in mind, I would say at this time of year, everybody should be concerned about, there's a lot of stress. You want to get everything done. You want to get the house decorated, and you want to get all the right gifts purchased for the right person. You're out there shopping. You're in and out of the car. And in addition to all that, you still got to go to work. Yep, you still got to go to work, and yet fit in all these other things. So you're running out of time because the day is still only 24 hours. That's all there is, folks. No more, no less. There's only 7 days, but you got to go to work, and yet you got to take care of the kids, you got to take care of the spouse, all the bills, all the usual things that are there all year long. But in addition to that, we have all these things that we have to get ready to be ready in a few short weeks. So therefore, yes, it tends to be very stressful. Yeah, it's just the way it is. It's a happy time of the year. It's a joyful time of the year, and yet can be very stressful. But folks, guess what? It doesn't have to be. Why is it stressful? Because you can't handle it. You're stressed out because you're afraid that you might not get things done. Well, it's there. I can't change that. But what I can do, what we can do, there you go, what we can do, you and I. Yeah, I'm talking to you out there. All right. Yeah, you. What can we do to diminish the stress in your life? Hey, it's the same thing that one of my mentors told me decades ago. I can't change the environment, but what I can do is enhance and fortify your ability to deal with it. Now think about that, all right? So what can we do, you and I, to enhance your health right now, to overcome this stress, or to put it a different way, to better enable you to handle all these things that you have to get done and do in the next few short weeks. So one of those things, everybody's worried about the flu right now. The flu. I mean, it's interesting. Does the flu just fly in St. Louis in October and fly out in March? I don't think so. I think it's always around. But at this time of year, because of the weather changes, and keep in mind, what has the St. Louis weather done recently? I mean, we had a 70-degree weather just a couple days ago. All right. Then all of a sudden the next day there was snow and sleet, and it was down in the teens. The body is not really ready for that, is it? All right. And yet you still got to do the same thing you've always done. You're getting in and out of a car. You're going into this building. It's heated. Then you go outside and it's cold. In the car, back and forth. We've always said, and I will tell you this, and I will guarantee this, the best way, the quickest way to get a summer cold is go in and out of an air conditioner. All right. So therefore, we've said this many, many times over the years, if it's going to be a short trip in that car, don't turn the air conditioner on, because then your body temperature gets cold. Then you get back out and it gets hot again. Well, let's just reverse that at this time of year. You're going out in the cold, you're coming back into the heat, back and forth, back and forth. Ouch, that wears you down. So what can we do? Let's enhance your body's defense mechanism. Let's enhance the adrenal gland. That little gland, actually you got two of those two little glands, folks, that are there, given to us by the good Lord to handle stress, to enable us. But, it can't do it all by itself. It needs a little help. Again, going right, only as good as the food that you eat. Junk in, junk out. There it is right there. So what can you do? What about, there's a list of flu-fighting foods. How about that? Flu-fighting foods. What kind of foods can you take that you can ingest that will help you enhance your body's immunity and enhance your body's ability to ward off the flu? Because what's really happening? All right, our body is made up of, millions, billions, trillions of cells. Yeah, let's get back down to one of them. Each cell, has certain parts in it. We can talk about the cell wall. That cell wall, it's always there. What do we have to do? We have to fortify that cell wall, make it strong, because if that cell wall starts to break down, folks, anything on the outside of that cell gets in. Yeah, I know we're supposed to wash our hands and we're not supposed to pick our nose and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but if the cell wall is weak and it breaks down, here comes those viruses and those bacteria. They can get into the cell, and that's, folks, when they do their dirty work. They start breaking it down from actually the inside out. So let's close the door on those guys. Let's keep them outside of our system, and let's maintain a healthy, strong cell wall. And for those of you that have been listening to me over the years or the months, you know one of my favorite, in fact, my students always know this, and I teach at the Logan University out there. I've been out there for 42 years. I have a full professor tenured rank. And as the students say, well, if you don't know the answer that Dr. Cranwell is looking for, just answer vitamin C, because we all know that vitamin C is Dr. Cranwell's favorite. Why? Well, you know, what does vitamin C do in the body? Oh my goodness, we only have an hour here, but we can talk about vitamin C. Basic, fundamental vitamin C maintains the strength of the cell wall. That's just what it does, okay? It is the, you know, the collagen fibers, the connective tissue, whatever you want to call it, depends on vitamin C. That's just what it does, okay? So if you don't have enough vitamin C, hey, you know, that cell wall is going to start breaking down. So vitamin C is an anti-inflammatory. It's also an antioxidant. It's required for at least, this keeps going up and up each and every year. So 300, 400, 500 different metabolic functions in the body, including tissue growth and repair, adrenal. Oh my God, here we go again. Gee, I came right around. It's necessary for the adrenal function. And why do I say we came around? Because the adrenal gland is the little guy, or the two guys, each one sitting on top of one of our kidneys, that enhances our ability to fight or flight. It takes care of the stress in our body. It produces a tremendous amount of hormones and enzymes and things that controls your blood pressure, etc. We'll talk more about that later, but it is the key. So vitamin C is necessary for the adrenal gland function. And how can we tell? You know, any of you out there having some bruising problems, you bruise easily, or, just a little bit of, you cut easily and then you bleed easily, or you brush your teeth and your gums bleed easily. Those are very definite signs, folks, that you are not only have insufficient vitamin C, but you are very deficient in vitamin C. So therefore, vitamin C aids in the production of the anti-stress hormones and interferon. We've heard about that. And it is the key for a healthy immune system. It's necessary for the metabolism of a number of other things, folic acid, and many of the amino acids need vitamin C in order to function. All right, so it's definitely needed. And since it is a water-soluble vitamin, folks, it's not very stable. Many, many different things. In fact, Dr. Cranwell, myself, actually, we come up with a list of 9 different things that destroy vitamin C. What are those 9 you're thinking right now? And I'm going to tell you those 9 in a moment here. We'll get to it. All right. So what's the rush? I got 45 more minutes. So vitamin C. What destroys vitamin C? Light, heat, and air. Get your pen and paper out. I feel like I'm in a classroom right now. But anyway, light, heat, and air. And I'll come back to those. So light, heat, and air destroy vitamin C. What are the 9 things that destroy vitamin C? Light, heat, and air. Nicotine, caffeine, tannic acid out of tea, alcohol, stress, and all medications. And I wasn't keeping track, but I think that's 9 right there. So there's your 9. Again, light, heat, and air, nicotine, caffeine, tannic acid, stress, all medications, and there's a number 9 right there. And I'll think about it here in a moment here, okay? Number 9, all medications destroy vitamin C, and stress and alcohol. So if you're ingesting any of these, folks, you're destroying that vitamin C. So you take a vitamin C tablet in the morning. So what? All right? If you're taking some of these other things, if you're drinking coffee or you're swallowing the vitamin C with your cup of coffee, so it's decaffeinated. It's still got caffeine in it, folks, okay? All right? And keeping that in mind, if you're smoking cigarettes, if you're drinking alcohol or any other type of alcoholic beverage, whether it's beer or anything, all right? That's going to destroy it. So, if you're taking medications, don't take your vitamin C with medications. The medications certainly will rule. All right, they'll destroy that poor little vitamin C. The National Institute of Health a few years ago suggested 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C for every 50 pounds of body weight for normal maintenance. Now, there's a key, folks, right there. So if you're 150 pounds, you're going to need 3 grams or 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C per day just for normal maintenance. So if you weigh more, if you're in a stressful situation, all right, if you're taking medications for this or that, all right, you're drinking your coffee or whatever, you're going to need more. Now, the nice thing about vitamin C is if your body is totally saturated with vitamin C, which is where you want to be right now, totally saturated vitamin C, you're going to have loose bowel movements. Yep. All right. And now you've been forewarned, but it's nice, okay? Because again, you really want loose bowel movements. We don't want diarrhea, but okay, you want some loose bowel movements, and you want to have a bowel movement each and every day. So vitamin C is very helpful in that regard also. Okay, I mentioned the first three: light, heat, and air. If you can remember, back then, way back when, orange juice used to come in bottles, clear bottles, clear, glass bottles. Well, they found out that the vitamin C was destroyed because light would get through that bottle. That's why you find orange juice now in these opaque containers. Exactly. Heat. So don't take your broccoli or anything else that's high in vitamin C and boil it or even nuke it in the microwave. You're destroying the vitamin C in there. All right. Air. If you're going to take, let's say, a half a grapefruit, you're going to cut it in half, eat one half today, eat the other half tomorrow, that vitamin C is just about gone in 24 hours by the time you eat it. So therefore, light, heat, and air, those type of things. I remember a gentleman told me that, yes, he takes his vitamin C every morning. Yeah, he is reminded, he thinks about me, and he puts his vitamin C right by the garage door. As he walks out of the house, he goes from the house into the garage, it's right there. So that reminds him as he walks out the door into the garage, he gets his vitamin C. He has his vitamin C on the radiator in the back room bay where he passes through to get to the garage. On the radiator, what do you think the heat's doing? All right. Or other people I've been told in the past, they put their bottle of vitamin C in the windowsill. So they see it when they wake up in the morning, they're washing their hands or their dishes, okay? No, because it's going to hit it. So you don't want the vitamin C anywhere that heat, light, or air can destroy it. So keep those things in mind. Along with vitamin C, it's my favorite mineral along with that is zinc. Zinc does a tremendous amount. In fact, zinc does the same thing as a mineral that vitamin C does as a vitamin. Zinc is the essential mineral for many things in the body. It's required for protein synthesis. Now, folks, where would we be without protein? Protein is the building blocks. It's made up of amino acids. You have a whole bunch of amino acids. Some are essential, some are non-essential, but be that as it may. And where can you find all these amino acids? Guess what? Right there in Brewer's Yeast. There it is. So therefore, other than that, to maintain this, to have protein synthesized in the body, you're eating various foods and that. What will help that for the absorption and the synthesis of that is zinc. Zinc is also the key mineral. It is absolutely necessary for the formation, for the synthesis of collagen connective tissue, which, if you were listening, you would have known a few moments ago that I said, what is the cell wall? It is made up of collagen connective tissue, protein, and needs vitamin C. The mineral necessary is zinc. So, therefore, what does zinc do in our body? It promotes a healthy immune system. And in addition to that, where do we find zinc sometimes? Okay, I'll talk about a number of different things right now. You'll find these zinc vitamin C lozenges out there. Folks, dynamite for sore throats. If you wake up this morning or tomorrow morning and Paul is shaking her head affirmatively, absolutely. And that's been around for decades. Okay, we've carried vitamin C lozenges or vitamin C zinc lozenge in the office for 40 years right now. Again, it's nothing new, folks. It's there. All right, so if you wake up this morning or tomorrow morning, you, your spouse, the kids, my throat feels a little raspy, and whenever you got that feeling, hey, that throat's going to start, you're going to get a sore throat, then you're going to get a runny nose, then you're going to get the flu. It's just a matter of, the next few hours, the rest of the day, tomorrow, what can I do? So you get some cough drops. They're not going to do anything for you. Look on the label. Yeah, you got some eucalyptus in there, you got something that's going to soothe a little bit, but it's not going to actually address the problem or fix the problem. Get yourself some zinc vitamin C lozenges. And make sure, look on the label. Start sucking on 1 or 2 an hour. You wake up this morning just a little raspy. It's almost guaranteed, folks. Almost. Now, we can't guarantee anything in health, but oh my gosh, it works so consistently year after decade. By the end of the day, that sore throat will never materialize. I've done it on myself because, hey, most of us, including myself, if we don't feel good, if we're down in bed, we can't help other people. If you can't help yourself, how are you going to help somebody else? So therefore, it starts again, folks, right below your own nose, right between, right there between your two lips. All right. So zinc, vitamin C lozenges at the first sign of a little raspiness in the throat. Sore throat should never go on. I've had patients come in there that didn't know me or didn't know any better, new patients, or I've met people at various social gatherings or whatever. Oh, I've had a sore throat for 5 days now. I've had a sore throat for a week. That's crazy. Absolutely unnecessary. And I ask these people, have you heard of zinc vitamin C lotion? No, never have. That's a shame, all right, because it's out there. So sufficient intake of vitamin C and zinc are very necessary. Now, where might you find some zinc? Well, here we go. All right. Zinc is found in brewer's yeast. How about that? But it's also found in various legumes, especially black-eyed peas, okay? Black-eyed peas are very nutritious legumes. They're very rich in zinc. It's a trace mineral, but as I mentioned before, it keeps your immune system up. Where else can you find? Oh, your beans, okay? You'll find the beans. And my favorite, in addition to the beans, are nuts, okay? Now, unsalted, unroasted nuts, okay? You want the real thing. And you can buy them at various different stores out there. Go look and you'll find them out there. Unsalted, unroasted nuts. Now, that being a thought just occurred to me here. A lot of people are into these trail mixes. You got to be careful about that because a lot of time in a trail mix, you'll find the dried fruits in there, the cranberries, the bananas, etc. Not really a good idea, folks, because those things, how did they get so dried out? And not only that, but they're very rich in sugar, and you don't need that. So the fruit, you don't really want it dried. Get the nuts, get the seeds, period, unsalted. So, okay, so zinc is very high, is found a good food source of zinc is things as brewer's yeast. You can also find them in egg yolks, your fish, kelp, which is seafood, okay, all your nuts, especially your pecans or your pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, things like that, okay? There it is. Black-eyed peas, as we mentioned too, are very high sources of zinc. So that's one thing. Actually, there's a mineral and a vitamin that you can start ingesting to help build your own immune system. You don't need to go out and get some kind of thing shot into you to help ward off the flu. No, okay? Because your body, if it's weak, hey, and do they even guarantee if you get a flu shot, you won't get the flu? I don't think so. Okay. All right. You still can get it. They say, well, if you get the flu shot, if you do get the flu, it won't be so severe. Well, okay. Why take the chance? Let's build up your own defenses. So we're going to talk some more about that. Plus, we got some callers here. We got to take a station break real quick.
KXEN St. Louis.
And that was our quick station break. So if you just tuned in, my name is Dr. Cranwell. You're listening to Right to the Doctor, which airs live each and every Friday morning at 10:30 to 11:30, and then so we invite you, we encourage you to call in. So the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk to the listeners out there. The phone number is 314-881-1695. So let's talk to Paul. Paul, you with us?
Yes. Hi, Dr. Cranwell.
Hello, Paul. Welcome. Good morning to you. How are you?
Not too bad.
Not too bad? What we got to do? We got to improve that.
Hey, I just want to, you sounded a little lonely down there, so I just thought I'd call in and wish you a little Merry Christmas and Happy New Year a little early.
Well, thank you, Paul. It's lonely. I just start talking to everybody out there. I was talking to you and everybody else out there. And then I got Paul over here, behind the scenes right here doing engineering work in here. But it's always nice. I mean, it's like I always say, where would Johnny Carson be without Ed McMahon, right?
Right.
I mean, duh, And so therefore, you going to be my Ed McMahon today?
Well, let's just get to my question.
Okay, that's good. That'll work. Thanks, Paul.
Hey, I saw a story on the news a few weeks ago about the Eli contamination of romaine lettuce.
Yeah.
And what causes Eli contamination? I mean, I never seem to hear it involving apples or oranges or bananas or fruits. It just seems to be vegetables, especially lettuce. What causes that?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, I take care of a number of farmers both here in Missouri and Illinois, and they had various opinions about that when I asked them that question. And you know, the farmers I take care of just great individuals, and the other ones that I know, and they always throughout the growing season bring me bags of this and that, and bags of lettuce and fruits and vegetables. Oh my gosh! I mean, homegrown, nothing like it, and organically grown without all these things. So let us just, and some of these other things, let's say on the ground, close to the ground, just lend themselves by their very nature to contamination by things in the ground or on the ground, and poor handling. Uh, apples and things like that, they're up in a tree, they're not close to the ground, so you got various bugs and things in the ground. So that's what one of them said. And, I would say the consensus that I've heard from the farmers that I know is just poor handling, just the way it is. So thank goodness that they find these things and before they get to the public, or hopefully before you've ingested it. So you can never be too careful. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else, Paul?
No, I guess that's about it.
Well, a Merry Christmas to you and a very blessed Christmas to you and your loved ones. And a
Thank
very
you.
healthy Christmas. My goodness. A healthy and blessed Christmas to you and your loved ones.
Oh, thank you, Dr.
Okay,
Crandall.
Paul? You betcha. And stay on the line. Talk to Paula here, and we'll send you a gift. Okay? All right. Let's move on to the next caller here, and let's talk to Jackie. Jackie, you with us? Jackie's with us? Hello, Jackie? Jackie? Jackie's there. Jackie's on the line. Jackie took a little break to make sure she didn't have any romaine lettuce in the refrigerator. Yeah. I've been told recently, though, that the romaine lettuce is back on the market and it's okay to eat now. Okay? All right. Well, we'll come back to Jackie if Jackie comes back to us. Let's go to the next caller here and let's talk to Barbara. Barbara, good morning to you. Barbara not with us?
Yes, I'm there.
Oh, you're there. I'm here.
So I hear, God love you.
Uh-huh.
I only wanted to tell you that there's a callback about dog food.
Okay.
And, they are really our best friend.
Yes,
and
they are.
have it on television. And I shouldn't tell you, I guess, can I tell you what channel it was on? And they can call their line.
Sure,
and get
go
the
ahead.
names of them. Okay,
Go ahead.
it was KSDK.
Channel 5?
Channel 5 the other night. And I called about it, and I raised some stuff.
Okay.
So they put it on, and they've shown some of these animals, and they are our best friend.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes more so than your next door neighbor. Think about it.
Yeah,
But
I saw the
anyway,
same thing too. That
you did? Okay.
yeah,
well,
I saw the same
I won't
thing.
Hold you up.
And it was
I won't
also
hold you
about
up.
too that they help enhance your sleeping.
Well, the dogs?
The dogs, yeah.
Sure,
Okay.
security. You feel secure.
Amen.
Seriously, because I've had my doorbell ring at 5:30 in the morning. Plus, it all depends on my business situation in the city. So even to get that life thing, but gotta wait for that. Anyway.
All right. Anything else,
Okay.
Barbara?
No.
Okay. Well, may the good Lord bless you, and may we wish you a very happy and blessed Christmas season.
Thank you. Same to
You're
you.
very welcome. Talk to you later. All right. Let's go back to what I was talking about before, because I ain't done yet. Okay. And it was very nice of Paul to, I sounded lonely to Paul. Well, I'm never lonely, Paul, because number one, I always have the good Lord watching over me, and he's always carrying me. So how can any of us ever be lonely? But it was awful nice of you to think about me and make my day. So we were talking about what we can do. And I say we, you, I, and all of you out there, what can we do to enhance our immunity? And so far, we talked about two things. We talked about one vitamin C and a mineral zinc. All right. Very, very necessary. Now, all right. And a couple more comments about zinc. There's a number of medications that can destroy zinc. Uh, you don't want to, not only medications, but also minerals. So, iron. Now, where would we be without iron? Iron is very necessary. Too little iron, you may die. Too much iron, you probably will die. So, too much, too little. It's the old saying, folks, too much of a good thing can become a bad thing. So, iron is one of those. Now, why do I bring iron up? Where did iron come from? Because iron, it's got its own thing. It likes itself. It wants all the attention. That being said, you don't want to take iron. If you're taking some iron supplements, don't take the zinc at the same time. In other words, we're taking this vitamin C, zinc lozenge and sucking on these. Now, when I say lozenge, I'm talking, you don't want to swallow that. You don't want to chew it up. In fact, that's probably a good thing I mentioned right now, because vitamin C, which is in these zinc lozenges, vitamin C, by its very chemical nature, is ascorbic acid. Yes, it is. So therefore, even if you're taking a vitamin C, and I see some people, patients bring in, what about these chewable vitamin Cs? Not good. Well, why not, Doc? The pediatrician suggested it. Hey, I bet he did. And his next door neighbor or his brother-in-law was a dentist, because, you start chewing on that vitamin C, chewable vitamin C, it's ascorbic acid. It will highlight, underline, red flag that it will destroy the enamel. It just goes right through it. So you don't want to be chewing on that vitamin C, because it is acid. Now, with the zinc vitamin C lozenges, you're not doing this day after day all the time. We're only doing this at the first sign of a, sore throat. Again, as I mentioned, the first half of the program, you wake up this morning, your throat's a little raspy, a little dry, and that feeling that's going to lead into sore throat. Now you're going to do the zinc vitamin C lozenge. So vitamin C zinc lozenge is not something you take each and every day. All right. So that being said, now what can you take each and every day? That's when you would take the vitamin C by itself and you swallow that. And you can also take the zinc or eat the zinc-rich foods, as we mentioned before, the nuts and the seeds and the legumes, and eat those on a daily basis. But, let's say you're bombarded from everybody at the work, everybody, a lot of these places, daycare centers, the daycare, all right, whether it's for the little guys or the old guys, they harbor all these things. So you're bombarded. Everybody around you is coughing and sneezing and all that. So you're going to have to build up your defenses a little bit, all right? That's when I say, now, each day let's take a zinc lozenge with vitamin C in it, just one. But other than that, you don't want to do this on a day-to-day basis. So why did I bring up the iron? Because iron tends to destroy or diminish the body's ability to absorb and utilize zinc. So that's why you don't like that. So take them at different times. So if you are taking iron, let's say you're anemic, take the iron in the morning because you don't really want to take it in the evening. Take the iron in the morning, take the zinc a couple hours later. All right. Along with that, let's move into another vitamin that is also an antioxidant, and that's vitamin A. All right. What does vitamin A do? It maintains moisture around that cell wall. So, the old example, you got out in the farmland, and we're in the middle of a drought. It hasn't rained in 30 days. Okay, what's going to happen to the ground? It starts to crack. Well, the same thing, folks, happens to the cell wall. It starts to crack when you become dehydrated. And if you don't catch that and do something about it, the more dehydrated you become, the more that farmland becomes dehydrated, the more cracks will occur. Your body cell wall starts to crack, your lips get dry, right? Your skin gets dry, it starts to crack. You get these little cracks in your lips, all right? Yeah, and what sets up in that dry, cracked farmland, even in your own garden, folks, even in that vegetable garden of yours, if it dries out, it cracks. What grows in those cracks? Weeds, or we like to say disease, okay? Disease sets in. Yeah, exactly. So, folks, the same thing happens to you and me, All right. If you're dried out, if you're dehydrated, it starts to crack. And boy, no matter how much vitamin C you take, no matter how much zinc you take, trying to strengthen that cell wall, it's fighting a losing battle. Let's face it, folks. It just ain't going to work. Okay, because the surrounding area, the media around that cell wall, is all dried up. So to maintain moisture, here comes little vitamin A. Okay, vitamin A is also an antioxidant, and it maintains moisture. And moisture. So any of you out there that are suffering from any type of skin problems, eczema, psoriasis, okay, you have dry eyes, you're taking drops in your eyes every day, all day long. All right, you have dry stool. You like chronic sinus problems because I'm always draining. Yes, folks, you are deficient in vitamin A. So let's get some vitamin A in there. All right. Now, where might you find vitamin A? Hey, my favorite always has been carrots. Hey, good old carrots. You can't beat carrots for vitamin A. All right. And get the vitamin A in there. Okay. We all learned back in high school it was the vitamin A for eyes, for night blindness. If you're finding trouble seeing at night, it's because you're deficient in vitamin A. Well, it's also the vitamin for healthy maintenance and necessary for the mucous membrane. So it protects against colds and, as the books will tell you, flu. How about that? This is straight out of a high school biology book, folks. It protects against the flu. Well, if you get enough vitamin A, enough zinc, and enough vitamin C, maybe you just might not get the flu. At least you haven't lost anything. Now, it also enables the immunity system and maintains the strength of all your glands, such as your kidneys, your bladder, your lungs, and as I said, the mucous membrane. So it's a very slow, and therefore, as a thought just occurred to me, now listen to this one. All right. What did we just say? I'll reiterate here a little bit. What did we just say about that farmland? Okay, when it dries out, disease sets in, right? And vegetables in the crop doesn't grow. Well, same thing happens to us, as I just mentioned. If we dry out, skin gets dry, the eyes get dry, your nose gets dry. Disease sets in, it starts to crack. The skin gets dry. What happens to the skin when it gets dry and cracks? It starts to age. And you notice, folks, all right, all of you, listen up. I'm talking to you. All right. A lot of these skin creams and a lot of these skin things that you see on the various TV channels are the info channels and all that. Yeah, most of them. The good ones got vitamin A in it because, yes, so therefore, could we say that vitamin A slows down the aging process? You got it. Gosh, I knew you'd figure that one out. Okay, vitamin A slows down the aging process. It's well known as a wrinkle eater. Whoa! Now, be that as it may, now don't go rushing out and buy the first bottle of vitamin A you see out there. Now, I would much rather have you get it from the natural sources. So, we all know, if you're my age group or my generation, way back when we were kids, there was one day every week we knew it was coming. In my house, it was on Thursday. Thursday was liver and onion days. Yeah, oh gosh. Yeah. And if we didn't clean our plate, boy, those little children in China were going to starve. Now, I don't know how those children in China ever knew about it, but, that's the way it was. So, now, however, liver is very high in vitamin A. We do not suggest that anymore unless you know where it came from. Because liver, by its very nature, is, as I call it, liver function as our garbage can. That means it takes the blood and pulls out all of the junk. So, if that animal was raised with a lot of pesticides, insecticides, chemicals, and all that stuff, it's all going to show up in the liver. So it's not really a healthy source. So let's eliminate that. Let's get to the more concentrated sources, the good stuff, and that's your carrots. Carrots, very high in vitamin A. Your sweet potatoes, your yellow squash, and, even to a lesser. So put it this way, any of your yellow fruits and vegetables, all right? Your peaches, your pumpkin. There's a good one right now. Paula just reminded me of that. Pumpkin, yeah, all right, especially this time of year. So that doesn't mean you're going to start eating pumpkin pie with breakfast and lunch and dinner, all right? But pumpkin, all right? So therefore, what would be much more reliable here would be your carrot juice and also sweet potatoes. And I had a lady just, I don't know, a year or so ago said, well, Doc, I don't like carrots, so how about if I drink pumpkin juice or sweet potato juice? Now, go for it. I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't know of anybody that has tried it, but my favorite go-to is carrot juice. And make sure you get the good carrot juice. And by that I'm saying I would stay away from the carrot juice that's in a can, because it tends to leach some of the minerals off of that. So out of that can. So get the glass bottles. Now, and said, what are some of the other things that we can talk about with the vitamin A? Yeah, you're going to have to be concerned if you're taking any antibiotics, if you're taking any laxatives, especially if you're taking any cholesterol-lowering medications. Okay, well, Dr. Cram, what's that got to do with it? Well, vitamin A, here we go. Right back to high school biology, and we will be having an exam at the end of this hour. So get your pen and paper ready. All right. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. Okay. It requires fat in order to be absorbed and utilized. Uh-huh. Now we know the fat-soluble vitamins. You remember that was A, D, E, and K? Uh-huh. The water-soluble, just two of them. They're easy. B and C, that's it. Water soluble is not stored in the body and easily destroyed. The fat soluble vitamins are stored in the body and are not easily destroyed. So, therefore, the fat soluble vitamins, let's say we're talking about vitamin A, needs some fat in order to be absorbed and utilized. Well, if you're taking a cholesterol medication, it's stopping the liver from producing cholesterol. Yes, okay, it can, and many times interferes with the absorption of vitamin A. So be aware of that. All right. So again, you wouldn't want to wash your cholesterol-lowering medication down with a glass of carrot juice. They don't like each other. Antagonists. They don't get along. So therefore, accept it and put them in two different neighborhoods. Okay, 2 different hours. So drink your carrot juice at some other time. If you're taking a laxative, same thing. Take it at different times. Any of your antibiotics, different times. So keep that in mind. All right. So the thing I like about the carrot juice too, who knows what else it has in it, because we knew back when we all went to 40, 50, 60 years ago, all we knew about vitamin A is that it was vitamin A. That's it. Now, as the years have gone by, we found that there's a whole subclass in the vitamin A called carotenoids. All right. We have your beta carotene, et cetera, et cetera. So we didn't know that years ago. So if you were just taking a vitamin A years ago, that's all you got was just vitamin A. So therefore, get your vitamins, get your nutrients from the natural source, which will have things in it that maybe we don't even know about yet. So therefore, vitamin A. So we talked about 3 things so far, folks, of ways of flu-fighting foods, if you will. Again, your nuts and seeds, high source of zinc, your vitamin C and all your fruits and vegetables. Don't boil them, don't cook them, eat them raw. Your vitamin A and your carrots and your sweet potatoes and your yellow squash, things like that. Okay. Now, what else can we do? All right. Well, let's approach it from a little different aspect. And a healthy body. All right. Build up your immune system to ward off all these bugs and bacteria that are in our external environment. Now, let's get down to the gut. What about the gut? Well, there's bacteria in it. Yeah, I know. You've taken these antibiotics to kill all these bugs. You got a cold and a flu. You took the antibiotic. Good thing, they destroy the bad bacteria. Guess what, folks? They also destroy the good bacteria. And we need that healthy bacteria to help break down the food that we ingest and enable and enhance the absorbability of it. Well, if you've been on a program of antibiotics, that destroyed everything. It cleaned house. If you don't restore that house, that gut, that small intestine with some good bacteria, your probiotics, let's say, it ain't going to work. So therefore, yogurt For instance, the probiotics, the beneficial bacteria that is found in the yogurt and other fermented foods strengthen our immune system. All right. Now, you're not a fan of yogurt, neither am I, but then again, too, put it in your smoothie. You don't know what's in there. All right. And so get it in there. So you can get various other things. Or, as we used to have in my household, this was sometimes it was on Thursday night with the liver and onions. Other times it was a night all by itself. And I grew up in a German household, so therefore you knew where I'm going with this. Good old sauerkraut. Yeah, okay. Oh, love that sauerkraut. And so, add some yogurt to your diet, the good stuff. All right. Get some sauerkraut in there. All right. Now, we talked a little bit of going, we're running out of time here, but we talked about none of this stuff is going to work, folks, unless you're hydrated. So, what are you going to do about that? How about some hydrating foods? All right. There's a lot of hydrating foods out there. My favorite are such things as watermelon. Now, where are you going to get watermelon this time of year? Okay. Carrots are also hydrating. Cucumbers, there we go. That's something that we can add to our diet right now. So there's a whole list of hydrating foods out there that will help to maintain that. Now, be that as it may, not only the foods, but what about the basic? Let's go back to it. Remember, we've always mentioned about the 6 basic essential nutrients that each one of us, all of you, including me, you, Paula here, we all need these 6 each and every day. Every day. Those 6 are your protein, your carbs, your fats, vitamins, minerals, and number 6, yeah, you guessed it. You're sharp today, okay? Water. Yeah, you don't get enough water, doesn't make any difference what else you get. It ain't going to work, okay? Because like I said, not enough water, not enough fluid, you're going to start dehydrating, then dry skin sets in, dry mucous membrane sets in, disease sets in, the bugs come out of the air and get into you, and oh my gosh, they wreak havoc. So you don't want that. So therefore, you must maintain proper hydration. Now, what is that? Well, I will tell you first of all, if you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated, number 1. Number 2, check the color of your urine. If that urine, the darker it is, the more dehydrated you are. Now, there are some vitamins B complex that will darken that urine. Okay, there's some foods that might have an effect on that, but not that much. Actually, folks, by the late afternoon, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, your urine should be fairly clear. Yeah, all right, so check the color of your urine. You can also take some skin, like in your hand, put a little pressure on that, okay, and it pushes down on the skin. Take your hand off. If the skin comes right back, you're okay. If it sits there for a while, that little indentation, you're dehydrated. So get some fluid, get some water in there. Now, what about water? I always suggest it to patients. I know I do. I drink a quart a day. How do I know that? Because I measure it out. Okay, I have this little jar at the office. It's 1 quart, and I will definitely drink that each and every day. And I know I feel different if, let's say, on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'm not drinking that. So I've made it a habit. I have another quart jar at the house, and I make sure I fill it up, and it is empty by the end of the day. All right? Hydration. Hydration. And interesting enough, you see so many people nowadays that have been diagnosed with dementia, with Alzheimer. They become delusional. They're seeing things, and right away, since he's 60 years old or 70 years old or 80 years old, it must be up. Because of that age, he has dementia. He's suffering from Alzheimer, and right away they start giving him medication for it. So many, many times, folks, this patient is nothing more than just flat out, basic, fundamental, dehydrated. Because once you get dehydrated, you get seriously dehydrated, you will start seeing things. That old cartoon that we used to see a lot of the guy crawling through the desert. Why does he keep crawling? Because in the distance, he sees the ocean. He sees the water. He sees the palm trees. So he keeps crawling. Well, guess what? There's no ocean. There's no palm trees. He is delusional. He is confused. Why? He's dehydrated. Yeah, folks, so many times people, I know I experienced this personally with my mother years ago when she was in her mid to late 90s, and she would start getting delusional, and she'd call me at 2 or 3 in the morning, telling me to get over right away because the neighbors next door were having a party. Well, There were no neighbors having a party. I get over there and she'd tell me, why don't you clean my bedroom? There's bugs flying on the ceiling. There's cobwebs up there. Well, there were no cobwebs. We call 911, put her in an ambulance. By the time she got to the emergency room, the nurse would ask, the doctor would ask, Mom was fine. I looked like a fool. Why the difference? What did they do in the ambulance, folks? What did they do in the ambulance? Yep, they hydrated her. They put an IV in her with some saline solution. She was okay. Again, I know if you're listening, well, I don't want to drink that much water because then I'll have to go to the restroom. Okay, right? Right? Yeah, well, good. You got to go to the restaurant. Well, I don't want to get up. Well, then you don't get up. So if you don't get up, you get dehydrated, then you get delusional, and guess what? Then they're going to put you in a home somewhere. So, I mean, come on, folks, you got a whole lot to live for. Get those kids, the grandkids. You got Christmas coming up. Get some water in there, all right? Hydrate yourself. I would say the bottled water is 16 ounces apiece. I believe there's 16 ounces. Yep, all right. Have 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. Not with your meal, because then they dilute the digestive enzymes and they're not going to break down the food adequately. So in between, what are you doing in between breakfast and lunch? Drinking water. What are you doing in the afternoon, 2, 3 o'clock? You getting a little thirsty? Have another bottle or two. Hey, it's simple. It's easy. It's cost effective. What did it cost? I mean, you're already paying the water bill anyway. So, all right, folks, get the water in there. Anyway, we got some more things to go through that you can utilize to fight the flu, as we say. We will do that next Friday. All right. So, therefore, we hope that each and every one of you have learned from the past 45, 50 minutes that I've been talking. That's what I'm here for, to educate, to inform, to get to improve your life, because if you're feeling better, everyone around you will feel better. You'll be more productive. You'll be able to help more people, and you get more things done, and you'll just have a more enjoyable life. So that's what we're all about, because again, as you've heard me say so many times, good health does come naturally. All right? God alone heals. We know that. I'm just here to help convey that to you. That's all right? And if the good Lord made it, eat it, and eat it in the way He made it. Don't be boiling it and nuking it and frying and all that kind of stuff, because you're going to destroy a lot of the nutrients. How much? Who knows? But if there's just a hint of destruction when you're boiling that thing, why do it? Eat it raw. Then you got the fiber. Not only do you have the vitamins and minerals, but you got the fiber. And you also, it also helps clean the teeth. All that fiber. Look at the dog food, the hard dog food. It keeps the dog's teeth clean. All right, so get back to the basics. If the good Lord made it, eat it in the shape and the form that He made it for us. If man made it, get rid of it, because, folks, you know as well as I do, it's going to be boxed and canned and packaged and processed. It's going to have all sorts of preservatives, additives, and colors, carcinogenic colors and things in there, additives to increase the shelf life. But all those chemicals ain't doing us any good. There, I use it again. I got to end the show here with the word ain't. I love it. All right, I ain't going to do that, folks. So therefore, it's your life. How do you want to live it? You want to enjoy it? Well, therefore, stay tuned. We'll be back next Friday, 10:30 a.m. Dr. Cranwell, if you want to call me at the office, please feel free to do so. 314-843-3039. Give us a call. See if we can help you. Other than that, we hope that you tell the family, friends, and neighbors about the program so they too can listen in and help improve the quality of your life. So until next Friday, 10:30, we'd like to wish each and every one of you, and thank you very much for spending your time with me and giving your time to me. God bless, good health, and hope to see you again next Friday along with the rest of your family. So until then, again, God bless.
Thanks for listening to Right to the Doctor with Dr. Richard Cranwell. Be sure to join us every Friday at 10:30 a.m. as we talk about health, wellness, nutrition, and exercise. You can contact Dr. Richard Cranwell at his office at 314-843-3039. Advice and information heard on today's program is for informational and awareness purposes only. Persons with specific problems should seek the advice of their personal physician.
The preceding program may have contained medical information or advice. KXEN urges you consult with your personal physician before you act on anything you may have heard on this program. Again, please consult with your personal physician before making any changes to any existing medications or treatments.
If you are a ministry wanting to reach more souls for Christ, or maybe a Christian business owner who wants to pull in more customers, then do we have an awesome idea for you. Purchase a ministry broadcast or a commercial package on KXEN 1010 AM to reach those souls and customers. KXEN 1010 AM is the most powerful Christian station in 7 Midwest states with a massive signal of 50,000 watts. That makes us the most powerful Christian voice in the area, covering 3 million souls and customers. Plus, we can reach an even broader audience worldwide with our live stream on our website at faithtalkstl.com. So if your goal is ministry outreach or potential customers, we've got you covered. Call us today at 314-454-0400 and let our highly skilled sales staff and talented production team go to work for you. Call 314-454-0400 today and let us discuss how we can assist your ministry or business by advertising on the area's most powerful Christian signal, KXEN 1010 AM and 104.5 FM. Call 314-450-0400.
Everyone has troubles or worries, but God's word says to cast your cares upon Jesus, because Jesus is the answer. Join Dr. Jeanette Taylor and family for Jesus is the Answer every Monday at 5:45 a.m. Discover how you can be free from your troubles and worries just by putting your faith and trust in Jesus. It's a great way to start your day. That's Jesus is the Answer every Monday at 5:45 a.m. on KXEN 1010 a.m.
KXEN is Faith Talk, and we help followers of Jesus in their faith walk.
I want to see my Jesus someday.
Greetings in the mighty name of Jesus. This is Pastor Prosper Udodo with my wife Jessica, and you are now tuned into Renewing the Mind.
We welcome you to this broadcast, and we know that it will be a life-transforming message full of power and wisdom for your everyday life. Prepare your hearts to receive as we renew our minds with the Word of God. And now with today's message, my husband, Pastor Prosper Udodo.
He said, all the tithe of the land, without the seed of the land, all the fruit of the tree is the Lord's. It is holy unto the Lord. It doesn't say it belongs to the pastor. It doesn't say it belongs to the church. It says it belongs to who? The Lord. So